Hi guys, welcome to Charting with Mrs. Atkin. Today the two things you're going to need is possibly your book and your ROP sheet and your red and blue pencil. So let's get started. So the first thing I want you to know about charting is that this is the midline, right in the middle of the mouth. Okay, this is between 8 and 9 and 25 and 24. Then I want you to know that this is the maxillary. Up here is the max. And down here is the mandibular. Okay? On these, there's 3 sections, and you can put a little line if you would like to divide your patient's mouth. And one other thing that's helpful is to know where the tongue is. This is your patient's tongue in here, okay? So, if that helps you to notice where you are, this would be the lingual and on the mandibular, and this would be the lingual on the maxillary. And then on the occlusal surface, this would be the occlusal on the mandibular, and then this would be the facial surface. Occlusal, facial. Okay, so you have your facial surface for the maxillary, your occlusal surface, and then your lingual. And then you're working back your way up from the facial surface on the mandibular to the occlusal surface to the lingual surface. So that all these inside areas can touch the tongue. So that makes them the lingual. So the first tooth we're going to do today is tooth number 1. Okay? And number 1 is missing on my charting. By the way, I would like you to write charting number 1 at the top of your paper and put your name on it. Number 1. Okay, so number 1. Tooth number 1 is missing. So you're going to put an X on it. A big old X through the whole thing. Number 2 is a has. Has means it's going to be in blue. A MOD composite. And you can just fill it in like this. Okay, tooth number 3 needs a DO composite. So you're gonna put it in red because it needs it, and you're gonna circle it like this. DO composite. Number 4 has or needs a PFM crown. So on the PFM crown, crowns are all a little bit different if you've been reading and doing your research. PFM, you circle all 3 levels of this area and put cross hatches on the facial surface, okay? Then, number 8 and 9 both have mesial decay. So, mesial decay. That's kind of looks like mesial incisal, and you can put it on the lingual as well. So on the anterior teeth, if you notice they don't have the occlusal surface because anterior teeth don't have the occlusal surface. By the way, we can mark off our anteriors as well, just like that, and just like that. Okay, so now you know where the tongue is, where the posterior and the anterior teeth are. Okay, now we're going to go to tooth number 13 through 16. And there is a bridge, or there needs to be a full porcelain bridge from 13 to 16. So a porcelain bridge means there's no metal in it at all. And so you're not going to put any cross hatches on this, but the first thing you're going to do is make sure you're on red, and on 14 and 15, they need to be extracted. Okay? So just cross those out, and then you're going to do your bridge that needs to be done so it's in red again, and just circle all the surfaces of the teeth. And then you're going to conjoin them. There's pontics and abutments in a bridge, and the teeth that anchor are the abutments. The teeth that are fake, just kind of hanging around in there, are pontics. Okay, so we're going to do this. Sorry, I'm not that great at drawing on this, but we're working through it. Okay. Then we're going to go to the lower because we're done with the upper. And tooth number 17 on the mandibular arch is missing. So we're just going to cross that one off with an X as well. And then we go to tooth number 18. It needs an occlusal composite. So on this occlusal composite, you're just going to circle the occlusal surface of that tooth. Sorry, it doesn't need that little squiggly line at the end. And number 19 has an occlusal amalgam. So there you go. Occlusal amalgam would be solid blue if it has it, solid red if it needs it. Okay? Number 21. It needs a porcelain crown. So we're going to go back over, change to red. By the way, you should be using your red and blue pencil and switching back and forth. 21, this tooth. Oops, ignore that. Okay, it needs a porcelain crown. Number 22 is cracked. So it's cracked all the way to the gum line. So we're going to put a big old Z on it, and that means a cracked tooth. And because it is a condition that needs to be dealt with, it's in red, okay? So tooth number 26 has distal decay. So we'll go right here. Decay is always in red because we need to do something about it, and it's on the distal. Okay, tooth number 28 needs an MOD composite. Oh, it's open, not filled in because it's a composite. And tooth number 29 needs a root canal and a porcelain crown. This guy needs a lot of work today. Okay. Tooth number 30 has an MOD composite. Oops. Blue. MOD composite. Make sure it's all blue. Okay. And 32 is missing. So, big old X. I hope you guys got that. And we're going to do another one. So, go ahead and take a quick look. I'll give it a couple seconds. And then we'll do another one. On the next one, I'm not going to draw anything to tell us where it is. You can do that. I will put the tongue in just for fun, just so you know where the lingual surface is. And I'm going to erase it. Okay. So you're going to flip your chart over, or you're going to use a new chart, and this will be charting number 2. If you need to make copies, make copies, okay? If you need to get more, you can always contact me, come into the classroom, and we'll make more. So the first thing we're going to draw is the tongue. So you have the patient's lingual surface figured out. Okay, tooth number 1. It's a wisdom tooth, and guess what? It's missing again. Okay, that happens quite often. Tooth number 2 needs a full gold crown. So we haven't gone over this one, but you still, just like any other crown, you circle the whole crown of the tooth, and then for full gold, you would put cross hatches. Okay, tooth number 3 needs a PFM. And on a PFM, you only put cross hatches on the top surface. Okay, switching over to tooth number 6 through 9. Tooth number 7 and 8 are missing. So you're going to X those out. But it needs a bridge because those teeth are not there from tooth number 6 through 9. So you draw circles around all the crown surface of the teeth that it's doing, even the missing ones. And little lines to connect them so we know it's a bridge and not separate crowns. And then because this is a PFM or porcelain fused to metal, you're going to put the cross hatches on just the facial surface. Okay, moving along. Tooth number 11 needs I lied. It has a mesial, incisal, distal composite. So, I know it's a little bit hard to see this. Okay, it kind of looks like that. Okay, number 13 has a mesial occlusal composite, and that is, amalgam. So it is filled in. Number 15 has a sealant. So a sealant on 15, I lied, again, it needs a sealant. So it's a red S, just on the occlusal portion of the tooth. So nothing else on the upper. Now we're going to move to the lower. And tooth number 17 has a full gold crown, so it's blue, and it has cross hatches on all 3 surfaces of that tooth. Number 18 is drifting distally. So drifting distally is just a little arrow at the bottom pointing towards the distal. Okay? Number 19 through 22 are missing. Oops. Blue. Ignore that. Blue. Blue. And blue. And they are replaced with a denture or a partial denture. So you're going to draw down here, all the way down here. The partial denture already exists. And it's a PLD, partial lower denture, okay? Tooth number 23 has lingual decay. So we are going to put a little spot back there, lingual decay. Tooth number 24 has needs a class 5 lingual composite. So a class 5 would be like this. So towards the gingival third of the lingual surface of the tooth. Okay, number 26 needs an incisal composite. Okay, so that's just kind of an open on the incisal, which is the top third of the tooth. Okay, the biting surface. Okay, number 27 has a root canal. Root canal, root canal. But they forgot to do the crown on that tooth, so it needs a full gold crown. We would never do a full gold crown on tooth number 27, but just for fun, we're putting one. Okay? 28 needs a root canal. 29 has a distal occlusal amalgam, so it's filled in. Okay? Tooth number 31 and 32 are both impacted. So you're going to circle both. And I'm going to leave it up for just a few seconds. And I hope you guys got something out of this today. It was fun to do this video, and we're going to do more. Hope you understand. If you have any questions or comments, please text me. If you can't find the chart, you can always call me or text me, and I'll meet you at the classroom. I'll be here tomorrow from noon to 4. Thank you guys. Bye.